If Zombies Ate My Neighbors was a movie, plot changes and casting calls. The cult classic 1993 video game Zombies Ate My Neighbors has long been a staple of retro gaming, known for its zany humor, thrilling gameplay, and campy horror aesthetic. With Hollywood's penchant for adapting nostalgic properties, it begs the question, what would a movie adaptation look like? Let's dive into the potential plot changes and perfect casting choices for this hypothetical film. Plot changes, adding depth to the zany premise. The original game's plot is delightfully simple. Teenagers Zeke and Julie must rescue their neighbors from an array of classic horror movie monsters, from zombies and mummies to werewolves and vampires. However, a movie would need to expand on this narrative to create a more cohesive story while retaining the game's tongue-in-cheek tone. Setting the stage. The movie opens in the sleepy suburb of Monsterville, where best friends Zeke and Julie live. Zeke is a comic book-obsessed slacker with a knack for inventing gadgets, while Julie is a fearless tomboy with a love of old horror movies. Their quiet lives are upended when a mysterious fog rolls into town, and their neighbors start disappearing one by one. Introducing Dr. Tongue. Dr. Tongue, a mad scientist with a vendetta against suburbia, is revealed as the mastermind behind the invasion. Using a device called the Horrorizer, he brings monsters from classic movies to life, hoping to create chaos and take over the world. Unlike the game, where his motives are vague, the movie would explore his backstory. Perhaps he's a disgruntled former film director who snapped after his work was ridiculed. The hero's journey. Zeke and Julie band together to save their town, armed with squirt guns filled with holy water, soda can grenades, and a variety of makeshift weapons. Along the way, they'll encounter colorful neighbors, like the conspiracy theorist Mr. Finkelstein and the karate instructor Mrs. Yamamoto, who lend a hand in fighting off the monsters. The climax takes place in Dr. Tongue's sprawling castle laboratory, where Zeke and Julie face off against an army of monsters and ultimately destroy the Horrorizer, sending the creatures back to the silver screen. Casting calls. Who should bring these characters to life? Bringing Zombies Ate My Neighbors to the big screen would require a cast that can balance humor, heart, and a love of campy horror. Here are our top picks. Zeke, Finn Wolfhard. Known for his roles in Stranger Things and It, Finn Wolfhard has the perfect mix of snarky charm and youthful energy to play Zeke. His experience with horror comedy makes him an ideal fit for the role. Julie, Sadie Sink. Sadie Sink, another Stranger Things alum, would be a fantastic Julie. Her fierce, adventurous spirit and undeniable screen presence make her the perfect foil to Zeke's laid-back attitude. Dr. Tongue, Willem Dafoe. No one does unhinged villains better than Willem Dafoe. His over-the-top acting style and ability to balance menace with humor make him the perfect choice for the mad scientist Dr. Tongue. Supporting cast. Mr. Finkelstein, Jeff Goldblum as the eccentric conspiracy theorist. Goldblum's quirky humor would shine. Mrs. Yamamoto, Michelle Yeoh, a calm yet deadly karate instructor. Yeoh's action chops would make her scenes unforgettable. Principal Greaves, J.K. Simmons as the no-nonsense school principal caught in the madness. Simmons' comedic timing would add to the film's charm. Tone and style, a love letter to B-movies. The movie would embrace the campy, B-movie aesthetic that made the game so memorable. Think vibrant colors, exaggerated monster designs, and a synth-heavy soundtrack reminiscent of 80s horror flicks. Directors like Taika Waititi, Thor, Ragnarok, or Christopher Landon, Happy Death Day, would be perfect to helm the project, blending humor and horror seamlessly. A nostalgic adventure for all ages. If done right, a Zombies Ate My Neighbors movie could be a nostalgic thrill ride for fans of the original game and a fun introduction for a new generation. With its mix of humor, action, and heart, it has the potential to be a cult classic in its own right. Whether you're rooting for Zeke and Julie or secretly cheering for Dr. Tongue, one thing's for sure, this is a movie we'd all love to see.
Hey there, fantasy and science fiction fan lovers. If you can't get enough of mystical realms, futuristic worlds, and thrilling adventures, then you come to the right place. By subscribing to Fantasy and Science Fiction at Story Nori, you gain access to to an amazing collection of stories that will transport you to realms beyond your imagination. By hitting that subscribe button, you'll never miss out on the latest tales of wizards, time travels, space exploration, and so much more. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the best in fantasy and science fiction storytelling, and we're always adding new and exciting content for you to enjoy. But that's not all. By subscribing, you'll be also becoming part of our incredible community of fellow fantasy and sci-fi enthusiasts. You'll be first to know about the latest content for the channel that you won't find anywhere else. So what are you waiting for? Join us on this epic journey into the unknown by subscribing to Fantasy and Science Fiction at Story Nori. Today, your next thrilling adventure awaits. Right, hit that subscribe button and let the storytelling begin. Thank you for being part of our amazing community. We can't wait to share even more incredible stories with you.